We are live in effect tonight. What's up, good peoples?
Love.
What's up?
What's up?
All right. How's everybody doing tonight?
Wonderful.
Hope everybody's doing right.
Let me get my bearings here. Get my my phone set up so I can see what's going on. How y'all doing?
Doing good, brother.
Fantastic, guys.
Yeah, man. Crew back. Got the crew back tonight. We got the brothers on tonight on tap. So we're gonna just jump right into it. We got a nice show lined up for y'all tonight. This is the Night Brothers Intermittent Fasting Show. We do this every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. on Facebook Live. We're doing it on my page right now currently, but we're working on transitioning this over to our Facebook page for the Night Brothers. We'll talk about that in a second. Q, won't you see who's out there? Arden Smith who's out there, and welcome to the show. And I'm gonna kick the promo video while we do this. All right.
We want to welcome Vonda Blessed Franklin. How you doing, Vonda? We want to welcome Kimberly Queen. How are you, Kimberly? We want to welcome Yolanda Nanny Tongue. How you doing?
Welcome,
Ladies,
welcome.
Glad to have you. And there's more pop on. Just say hello, and we'll say hello to everybody. I hope everybody had a great day today, and it's going to be a good show, man. Really good show. Some great information for you guys, and the stuff that you've been asking about. So, you know what? You ask about stuff, we're trying to deliver it for you. And we got the people who can deliver it on here with us tonight as well. So that's a good thing. Wilhelmina Brown, how you doing tonight? Good to see you as well.
Wilhelmina, love to see you. Definitely.
Vonda says hello, gentlemen. She's speaking to all you guys. So y'all speak to Vonda. Everybody say
Paris
hi,
Lane.
Vonda.
What's
Everybody
up,
say hi, Vonda.
Hey, Paris. Peace and love. Good to see you.
Hey, Paris. Hey,
Fantastic show, y'all. Y'all doing good tonight.
What y'all trying to do? Magic in the air.
All right. Showtime, baby. Guess who's back again?
Showtime.
It's that
Is
time.
it the brothers? Is it the brothers?
It's the Night
Is it
Brothers.
the brothers with the brothers? Don't tell me you got the brothers with the brothers. You got the brothers with the brothers?
I got the real brothers on tonight. The co-host, Mr. Arden Smith, and Pierre Roger and Roger Parker on tonight. So how y'all doing, fellas?
It's lovely, man. Doing great.
Welcome
Doing
back,
great.
fellas.
Just hanging
Welcome
in there
back.
with everybody else.
Welcome back. Q, you keeping up with who's on? And
Yes, like I said, I wanted to say hello to Paris Lane. I want to say hello to Wilhelmina and Kimberly and Vonda and many others who are just busting in here right now. So
Hey,
we'll get to
Vonda.
everybody, but just welcome everybody to the show. Glad to have you guys on board tonight.
Great to have you.
Absolutely. Good deal, brother. Good deal. So let me continue with the show. So Q, you've been cranking it, my friend. You've been cranking it.
Always.
Yeah, brother.
You are equating, and the host. He kind of started this intermittent fasting thing about a year or so ago, and the brother that lost 100 pounds.
Hold up.
Big ups.
You can't say 100 pounds without getting likes and loves, right? Likes and loves with the 100.
That is awesome.
Look, it's so common to us now. We say it's so casual, like ain't nothing to it. You know what I mean?
No, you can't skip over 100. You know what I mean?
Everybody should be doing that. Why you ain't doing that?
Purr.
Right, indeed. But and he's still exercising. Q likes to do his walking out there. You can see him on Facebook. He's doing a 20-hour fast with a 4-hour protocol, and a lot of times, you see his plates over there. It's all nice and neatly decorated. His food,
separated, and all that.
I learned that from Roger Parker.
And the brother does not smoke, does not drink, and there's no prescribed medication. And when I say the brother, he's actually the brother too. So he's my brother.
And I want you to introduce our co-host, my co-host and my good friend, my little brother, Lenny Knight. And Lenny, Lenny, like I always say, man, Lenny's just a wonderful person. If you know Lenny, you can't help but love Lenny, because Lenny's just that kind of guy. Lonnie's lost 50 pounds in the last couple of years through intermittent fasting. His favorite protocol is a 20-hour fast with a 4-hour feeding window. He exercises 4 to 5 times per week. You know, Lenny's an avid runner. He gets out there and runs. His diet is 70% vegetarian, 30% pescatarian. He will indulge in his occasional beer or wine on no prescribed medications. And at 60 years old, I think that's absolutely phenomenal. Come on, let's give it up for Lenny Knight. Come on, let's give him some likes and love, y'all. Give it up.
Class 78. 78.
Yes, sir. Class of 78.
I did a 48-hour fast. Just ended it earlier today. So I just
wow. Lenny just did a 48-hour fast. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. I told you I need to do a long fast. I haven't done a long fast in a while. I haven't done anything like 48 hours in a while, so I need to switch things up.
That's funny, Lenny, because I just came off of 36.
Yeah.
Wow. Right? I mean, I find that it does a lot of deep cleaning, Arden. I mean, really kind of, gets me kind of reset. So,
well, you get more autophagy when you go to a longer fast, but
that's correct.
That's another thing.
That is correct.
Yep. Orlando Mako, Lily Mako, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Lona. And many of the other guys who come on board. Welcome to the show.
Frederick Alexander Simpson and a good friend Sheena DeMar that's out there tonight.
Yes. Lenny, why don't you introduce that co-host, if you would?
Janice Parker, Brown Parker is watching as well. So our show host, Mr. Arden Smith, see him working out up there in the top right corner. The brother like to go green because he likes the green juice. He likes to mix it up. What is that? Vitamix? What do you got there?
This is a juicer, Lane's Lane's juicer.
Yeah.
And yes, indeed, love the juice.
Yeah, me too. So what do you do? You like the green juices?
Yes, sir. Indeed, I like them. I like them all, but the green juices give me more. So I definitely like that. Indeed.
No doubt. Well, let me break down Arden's bios. He's on a weight loss maintenance situation. The brother don't need to lose nothing. He's just toning it up and firming it up.
That's what everybody else says. You know how that is.
You gotta be happy with yourself, though. You gotta be happy with yourself.
Yes, sir.
Has been intermittent fasting for many years. His favorite protocol is 18 hours fast, 6-hour feeding window, exercise a few times a week. Most impressive, he's a 6
pretty much every day.
6 degree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6 degree black belt, 38-year martial artist.
Awesome, awesome.
Shout out AMAC.
Big ups to you.
That's outstanding.
Naval Academy Hall of Fame. Is trained in midshipmen in competition.
Outstanding.
100% vegetarian. So he got that military connection too, Roger.
Say what?
He got that military connection too, even though he didn't enlist. He trained some of them. So good big ups for Arden Smith. Give it a likes and loves for my brother out there.
All right. Way to go, Arden.
Peace and love.
Lenny, we want to welcome Farnsworth Royce to the show. Shelly Brown Taylor, Pamela Green, Oscar Kidd.
All right.
Who else has joined us?
Peace
and many others who just joined the show as well.
Miss Brown.
Welcome to the show.
Absolutely. Oscar Kidd,
Jack
what's
Lane,
up?
exactly.
Farnsworth Royce,
Yeah,
boy.
right.
What can I say about Farnsworth, man? You're going to get me in trouble. You keep putting them pictures on Facebook, boy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Anyway.
Oscar, I want to welcome you to the show. I'm glad to have you on board as well. Good.
Yes, sir.
Oscar,
Welcome.
I miss you guys at church, and I guess I'll catch up with you sooner or later.
Yeah. So,
as soon as this subsides.
absolutely want to jump into this. Let me stop sharing for a second, get my screen together. So, yeah, but we want to jump into this with our brothers, Roger and
Pierre.
Pierre, how y'all doing tonight, man?
Great, man. We great. We ready to get this rolling.
Oh my God, we doing good, man. We doing good.
Ready to get it percolating. I got some technical issues I'm trying to work out over here. Get my
Hey, man, I like the street you on, though.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. I'm on Black Lives Matter. See.
Boulevard.
I'm downtown like.
Boulevard, he uptown.
Let me keep it
Uptown,
real.
baby.
Let me keep it real. So look, we want to put a shout out to our folks that's fasting with us, all the ladies out there. Cute.
The ladies night.
There we have Cheryl Hunt and Joanne Jenkins and Cheryl Brooks, Vonda Franklin, Ashley Knight, Deborah Wilkerson Wilson, Paris Lane, Mary Walton, Wanda Powell Burton, Gladys Young, Lisa Powell Johnson, my girl Kimberly Queen, Charlisa Folks, Jackie Mason, Duwall White, Aona Downs Hicks, Lisa Slade, Amada Bay Smith, and Shelly Brown Taylor. And more coming. And Arden, will you break the guys off?
Definitely. All the brothers in the place with the smiling face. We got all of them with no time to waste. We got Mr. Colbert in the building, Sean Strain, Leonard Knight, Los, Lenny Rice. Both of the brothers was on the, you know, my man was on the show too. LaCane, Arden. I think I know that dude. And last but definitely not least, Mr. Stevens.
All righty. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Coming in. Now, one thing I will say is that if you're on the list, kind of shoot us a text or email to us and let us know where you are within your fast, how far you are along. But most importantly, let's transition to who's next.
Raise your hand if you want to be next. If you want to join this fasting regimen. And you know, this fasting regimen has so many wonderful properties to it besides weight loss, guys. So even if you don't feel like you need to lose any weight, there are so many other benefits of fasting. Indeed. That we highly recommend it. So raise your hand if you want to be next.
Throw your hands in the air.
We got a couple comments out there, Q. Paris Lane said Jack LaLanne is the best juicer out there, Arden. That's what she said.
Yep,
the one that you have.
Yes, indeed. And it lasts a long time. It definitely is quality.
Yep. And Cheryl Brooks wanted to say hi to the intermittent fasting family. Hi, Cheryl. Hi to you.
Peace
and Farnsworth Roy said that Camilla Harris 2020. All right, we're gonna talk about that, Farnsworth. We're gonna talk about that, brother.
He said he's not in the witness protection program.
Shout out to the commander, Sergeant Major.
Oh, so Roger, your boy shouting me out tonight. Marty. Marty.
Airborne, brother.
Folks, we are on
Vonda said she lost 2 pounds last week. Give Vonda a hand.
Big up.
Come on, let's give us some likes and loves for that.
Everybody hit that like and love button for Fonda. That's awesome, girl.
And they always say, love your neighbor's success like it's your own.
Yes.
And soon it will be.
Listen, guys, we have our Facebook page up now, and you guys have done a wonderful job in joining a Facebook page. Now we're going to ask you to transition over and start joining our YouTube page. And we're going to place the link in the Facebook page so you can join our YouTube channel. And this YouTube channel can be a wonderful tool for you because you can go back and see all the old episodes. If you have questions, they can be answered there. We also have fresh content we're going to be adding on a consistent basis there. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Night Brothers YouTube channel. Thank you very much.
And Ms. Franklin, you're more than welcome. And I know you're going to get there as soon as I don't know what. Very soon.
And we invite you all to join the Facebook page. The Facebook page, and I'm going to make an announcement in a little bit, but it's going to have a lot of content on there. Q, that page has jumped off. It says 95 members on the screen here, but that page is up to about 150 members already.
Yeah, 150 members already.
So thank y'all for doing that.
Thank you so much.
You hit the invite button. If you can, it's a private page, so the way it was created is, but you can invite your friends. So tap into your friends list and just invite them to the page. We will let them on. For some comments, Pamela Green says a very entertaining show, and you see some of the content that you'll see on that page. So
we want to say hello to Joanne Jenkins as well, who just joined us.
Love,
Jenkins, what's up? And Stephen Earl, my classmate from way back in Germantown.
That's right, 78 up in there.
Class of 78, Stephen Earl.
That's right.
We want to introduce to y'all tonight the firm of Parker and Parker, the law firm. And we call them the firm for a reason, because these brothers, you hang around with them, they'll make you firm.
They will firm you up. Yeah. Say what? Say what? They'll firm you up.
Look at that brother right there. Look at that brother right there.
They get you tight.
Bring the guns out. Bringing the guns out.
Roger and Pierre Parker.
We are pleased that these guys have agreed to join the team and appear at least twice a month to break down fitness routines and activity that will help everybody that's part of this community. So y'all give a like and a love for them joining the Night Brothers Intermittent Fasting Show. The firm of Parker and Parker, baby.
And I'm really glad to have you guys on board. And I just want to publicly thank you, man, for adding your time to the show, and we really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So,
man. My pleasure.
And these guys are not just, they're just not any old body that we just said we need to find somebody that really specializes in fitness. These brothers are personal trainers. They both have a business that any one of you out there that's just watching tonight can reach out to these guys and you seek them out for personal training. They'll work out a fee and everything with you and help get you to be part of the firm connection. You know what I'm saying? They certified nutritionists. Both of them have 20 years plus experience. So they've been doing this for a minute. They really know what they're doing. Both of them have won competitive events in their own right in various ways of competition in fitness, basketball, and all kinds of things. Professionally trained. So seek these brothers out. We are proud to have them now as part of the Knight Brothers Intermittent Fashion Show. And I just want to kick it to them for a second. My brothers, what's up? What's up? What's up, Pierre Roger?
Peace and
Here,
love,
man. We're here, excited about being here, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really love it, man. It's always an opportunity to help folk. Love doing that.
Yeah.
Excited to have you.
No doubt, no doubt. So we just gonna, what we want to do is we're gonna kick up some questions in a second tonight, and we want y'all to be ready to start thinking about questions you might want to ask them in a little bit as we move to that segment of the show. But we want to talk about socially speaking tonight, and the socially speaking subject is Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris makes history today. And we don't want to lean one side or another to political, but we do want to talk about the social issues of the day. And it can't be no more social. She was named vice president candidate for the Democratic Party under the Joe Biden ticket. So, congratulations to her. So we want to kick a little bit about that. And you know the routine by now, crew. Type 1 for yes. Type 2 for no in the chat group so we can see your engagement and what you think. So tonight's questions about this is America ready for a Black woman as vice president? Now, I don't say that lightly because, and type 1 for yes or 2 for no, because, I recall when if America was ready for a woman at all, because I remember when Obama was running and the primaries of versus Clinton. And I was like, well, dang, America has to choose between a Black person or a woman and what they're going to do. And they lean to a man again. And I mean, Obama did a great job and everything. So I'm asking the question, is America ready for a Black woman, vice president? What y'all think, fellas?
I think we're definitely ready, and her credentials are impeccable. So, and she has such a good track record. She's a great debater, and I think she's going to be a real asset to Biden's team. So I think that we're ready for this. I really think we are.
Well, guys, here's a runoff. Pamela Green says yes. Sherry Hunt says yes. Cheryl Brooks says no. We definitely want to drill down on why you think that. Shelley Brown Taylor says yes. We got a bunch of yeses. Okay, we got another. Miss Brown says no. Miss Hicks says yes. Miss Franklin says no. So, I mean, it's definitely a debate there. Why do you think no? And, for those that say yes, guys, if you said yes, why? Why would you say yes? And Q went through quite a few good points there. Definitely.
Vonda said they're not ready for anything different. Now you got a point there. Anything different seems to wreck the status quo and people just have a fit.
Right.
I mean?
Definitely.
They couldn't even put a mask on. So, you know what I mean? I just don't know. What's up, brother Banu? Banu said you just joined us, and Pamela Green. Pamela Green said we should be.
We should be. I agree.
So type 1 for yes, 2 for no. Will this get the vote out? What do you think? Is this going to get people out to vote? I mean,
Paris said 1.5. Paris said 1.5.
No
now,
doubt.
How about anybody out there that's on the fence? Will she bring you off the fence?
That's what this question is.
Because I'm registered independent. So would she be, is she enough for some of the independents to be Democratic or vote Democratic on this?
No doubt. And And lastly, will this excite the ticket? Will this excite the Biden-Harris ticket? Banu says she's a very good talent, but I don't like Joe Biden anyway, Lenny. No problem with that. Every opinion counts. I'm just throwing it out for discussion.
Lenny, we have some interesting topics tonight, so let's move on to the next segment of the show.
But the next one is we lost another good brother, man. It seemed another good brother down, and the brother in the blue shirt in the middle here next to Mr. Clement Parker, standing next to the guy with the guitar right here. He's gone too soon again. Another good brother gone.
Yes. And
Clement was just an amazing guy, and he had a group called The Legends, and he was a legend. And Pierre,
he was a legend, indeed.
Taught us all about music, and just a great guy. It's just sad to see the brother go. I did have a video, but for time's sake, I'm going to keep things moving and talk about tonight.
Save it for next week.
Yes, we'll definitely feature him a little bit more next week. Tonight's number one segment we're going to talk about is how to begin an exercise program without wrecking yourself. And we're going to let the experts talk about that, and then we'll talk about the supplement of the week. So always got to throw out, though, the disclaimer. Q, you want to kick that?
Yes, absolutely. We always like to put this out there because we don't want anybody to get the misconception that we're giving medical advice. We're in no way, shape, or form medical doctors. We're not physicians. This show is not providing medical advice for any ailments or medical conditions. If you have a medical condition, we strongly suggest that you seek the advice of a professional healthcare provider prior to attempting any information shown on this broadcast. And as a matter of fact, somebody had a question in the Facebook group earlier today, and I kind of addressed that as well. So,
no doubt. And the basics of intermittent fasting.
So intermittent fasting basics is something we have to go over every week because there's always new people on board. And all fasting really is, and someone asked me, what is fasting? Fasting is you voluntarily abstaining from food. In other words, you stop eating for a segment of time of your day. Your fasting hours for the beginner, we usually suggest a 16-hour fasting period followed by 8-hour feeding or eating period. During your fasting hours, you can't consume any foods. You can have drinks, but drinks with no calories. Your sleeping hours take a big portion of your fasting. So if you're sleeping 8 hours, hey, that's 8 hours of your fasting period right there in itself. During the feeding hours, which can range anywhere from 1 to 8 hours, you can plan out your meals when you plan to eat. Don't pig out, eat sensibly, and learn to train your appetite. Fasting segments for the beginner, we usually recommend a 16-hour fast followed by an 8-hour eating window, or you can bump it up to 8-hour fasting window with 6-hour eating window, or a 20-hour fast with a 4-hour eating window, or something called OMAD, which means 1 meal a day. So those are the normal fasting routines. You can extend those if you'd like, though.
And to learn the power by the hour, we always like to kick these screens because we talk about intermittent fasting. The show is geared around that, but not exclusively to that. But we like to tell you the elements of it so as you start to learn more about it, because it's really does some great things for your body besides lose weight. Most people attract to it because of losing weight. But what happens during intermittent fasting during the 8 to 10 hour period, your insulin spike is returning to what we call a baseline level where your glucose is used first from the meal that you most recently ate. And after that burns off during the 12-hour point, your growth hormone kicks in and starts burning fat and slows down your aging process. And the 12 to 14 hour, your body starts using glycogen, which is basically just stored glucose, the sugars, the foods that's converted to glycogen as a fuel source, because your food is used up in your stomach at that point. In the 14 to 16 hour period, that glucose starts converting into ketones. And, day after that, you go into a ketosis period. And then what happens during the 16 to 18 hour period, autophagy starts kicking in. This is where your cells starts to clean itself by kind of detoxing the insides out and creating new cells. They get rid of the old ones and start creating new ones. 18 to 20 hour period, at this point, you're burning primarily ketones. And your stored fat is being used as your fuel. That's your fat on your body, and that's how weight loss is introduced. And from a 24 to 36 hour period, and I actually was in this period of the last 2 days, so I went to a 48-hour fast from Sunday night to tonight. And the ghrelin, the hunger hormone, starts declining, which sounds crazy, but after 24 hours last night, I wasn't hungry no more. That had went away because the hunger hormone had stopped. And your brain starts neuron repair. I swear I was thinking better. Inflammation reduces, and you start to get some amazing healing benefits. So it's an awesome, awesome cycle. Hey, Lisa Slade.
So it's not just weight loss, huh?
It's more than weight loss. It's a lot.
Did you say age reduction at 12 hours?
Man, don't I look younger today than I did 2 days ago?
Oh, no, you look a little uglier, though.
Yeah, that might be true. That might be. So
Let's go. I'm sorry.
We want to get to the Parker and Parker firm. So we're gonna break out the Parker brothers, Roger Parker and Mr. Pierre Parker. Somebody in the comments said, "Let's talk about exercise." So these brothers gonna do a 2-part series starting tonight. Tonight gonna be part 1 of the series, and then when they return on their next appearance, they will talk about part 2 of the series. So. Without further ado, we want to kick it to these brothers. Y'all brothers ready to answer questions?
Ready, man.
Ready.
So
We ready.
If you're out there right now, anybody watching, type in the chat what you want to know about exercise. What do you want to know about? If you're starting a program, or how to start a program, or I'm doing this, how can I improve on that? These brothers are ready to answer your questions tonight. It's an open forum. But because while we're waiting for those questions to come in, hey, Karen Jenkins, we got another Jenkins out there tonight.
All right, the Jenkins sisters in the building.
Lisa Slade, Kelly Walker, how you doing? Patrick Brown, yes, indeed. So, but to start the dialogue going, I'm gonna kick some basic scenarios out there. So if you, in these real life situations, and these brothers will help answer that. I'm 25 to 50 pounds overweight, Roger, Pierre, and I haven't exercised in a while. So we're talking about the person that, they know they're overweight and they want to lose, but they haven't exercised in a while. And we're trying to stop them from wrecking themselves. Because they don't, they might not have a clue of where to start, what to do.
And they might not be in the shape of being able to jump right into a boot camp, if you know what I mean.
So should they lift weights first? Should they do cardio first? I mean, can y'all help these folks on what they should do in this situation, my brothers?
Go ahead, cuz.
Yeah, so the thing about this is that you always have to start with the basics. And so it's just like saying if you have a combination lock, the combination lock has 3 numbers, and all 3 of those numbers will open the lock. If you have 2 or 1, the lock is not going to open. So I really like to be able to tell the truth about how you get started, what really makes this happen. And the first thing is like you're building a foundation, which is going to be your house. You got to have a good foundation, and that's going to be your nutrition. 80% of your result is going to be from that.
Bingo.
So 80% starts with good, proper nutrition. Now, all of that is based upon your goals. What you want to accomplish, what you want to achieve, what you want to look like. But it also, no matter how you look at it, it's always going to start with, your nutrition. And the best thing about what Lenny and what the Knight brothers are talking about is the intermittent fasting, which really helps to prepare your body for the next level of what you're going to do. So that can be a key, included in your nutrition. So again, you have to have that foundation. So it's like if you're trying to build a house, you don't build the roof before you build the foundation. You start with the foundation first. So the foundation is going to be your nutrition. 80% of your results can come from there. Then if you're building the house, the next thing you need is walls. You got to have walls. So walls, that's your muscular training, your weight training. I'm not saying go hard and heavy. I'm just saying you start really, really light, 1 or 2 days a week, working every muscle group, just to start getting those muscles acclimated and toned and getting ready. for the next level. Then you're going to do your roof, which will be your cardiovascular training. Now, if you take away any one of them, you have no house. If you don't do all three, you can't open that combination lock to the body that you want.
Yeah. So cardio and weight training, you saying. Roger, what's your thoughts, brother?
Well, first of all, I would say, if you, not throwing no mud at anyone, but if you 50 pounds overweight, the first thing you got to do is get up off that couch. And the second thing you got to do is change, just like Cuz said, your eating habits. Because people don't realize this. Just like you need to put in weight to get in shape, work to get in shape, you putting in work to be out of shape as well. See? So
yes, sir.
Now you got to put in your habits the other way. And then and like Pierre said earlier, it depends on your dedication. How bad do you want it? And then when you're doing the nutrition, of course, just like you said, 80% is your diet. You can't get discouraged. You can't let that scale tell you whether you're going up or down. Because see, once you start doing exercises, you may not get rid of the fat as fast as you think, but your muscle will start building. So now you're not really losing the weight like you think, because now you have fat and muscle, and you're going to gain a little weight on the scale, but your body is actually getting in shape. And don't get discouraged if you don't lose the weight that you thought. Number one, the proper time to weigh yourself is in the morning after you did 1 and 2, because during the day your body will go up 5 to 10 pounds because I'm eating, I'm drinking water, I might grab a candy bar, whatever the case may be. So you and you shouldn't weigh yourself all the time.
Excellent.
Pick a specific day to weigh yourself in the morning.
Well, Amina said that just now in the chat group too.
You need to stay off the scale.
My problem is watching the scale.
Once a month. Once a month is good. Once a month is good.
Take that scale and put it underneath your bed. The way
that's where mine is.
The way that you're going to measure your success is going to be how your clothes fitting.
Bingo. There you go. Bingo, brother. Bingo. You preach it to the choir, brother.
Because lean muscle is going to be your best metabolizer. So the more lean muscle you gain, the faster your metabolism will be. And that's the key to keeping the weight off. Now, as big as it is to lose the weight, you don't want to lose it and then put it all back on.
Yeah.
Because when you do that, you put on the extra.
Yes. Now, Roger and Pierre, both Tracy made a comment that measure yourself and take pictures for more accurate results. That's one of the things I preach from day one. Weigh yourself originally, take a picture of yourself from your starting point, and then throw the scale away, and your pictures and everything else in your clothes will tell you what's going on with your body. So I couldn't agree with you guys more.
Not only that, that's a good point by Tracy. And not only that, people gonna tell you.
That's right.
You don't lose weight. People will tell you. You lost weight. You look good. You look younger. Like, Lenny looked 48 hours younger than he did the other day. I got to keep up my classmate. I got back my classmate up.
Look, another question we have within the chat tonight is some people saying that, they start, but they lose their willpower to exercise and they can't keep their motivation. Could both of you or one of you at least address that as well?
Well, see, the reason why most people stop, and help me out with this one, is because the next day they sore. See, when you first started, the next day you sore, and then they in their mind, I don't want to go through that again. But you're going to be sore in the beginning. But you can work your way through that soreness. I'm not saying go out there, pull a muscle and all this other stuff, and you have to start. And another thing, when you start working out, you have to work out within your physical range. Right. If you 50 pounds overweight, you can't go out there and run 20 miles, so you might only walk a half a mile. So start with that. Start with walking. Because if you 50 pounds overweight, you already putting a lot of pressure on your joints. Yes. And everybody don't have access to a pool to do aquatic stuff, but aquatic stuff is really good for you if you that much overweight. See, like me, I got access to a pool in my joint. So, you know, in the mornings, I go over there, I stretch my back out. I do, because in the mornings, the pool, ain't nobody over there but me. I stretch it and do what I want to do. But if you don't have access to a pool, then start off with something like maybe riding a bike. I don't know. Go on and hit me up, cuz. Pierre.
So just try to remember, you know, why people lose the motivation. They might get started, you know, and then they wind up losing their motivations because they don't see the results, you know. And,
yes, good point, Pierre.
You know, and that's a big thing. And we talked about it the last time. They don't have a strong enough why to keep going. You know, the idea is as long as you keep focusing on the time and what you're going to look like, you know, well, I don't see the results. I worked out a week. I don't see nothing. You know, your body is very smart. It's very, we live something that's called, you know, biological. You know, our body is very logic, you know. So if you've been trying to lose weight off and on, your body is smart enough. It outsmarts you. It says, look, you know, you have been at this for a while. You give us a yo-yo diet. You go up and down, and up and down. We're not doing this because we're trying to save your life, biological life. We're trying to do that. So you have to convince your body that you're serious about this. So which means is that even after a week, you can't quit.
Yeah.
Yes, after a week, you can't quit. After 2 weeks, you can't quit. After 3 weeks, you can't quit. You have to keep going until your body says, yeah, we're ready to make this happen. And then before you know it, you're going to look in the mirror and you can be like, wow, it's gone. But, you know, it's like a pot that's, you know, you can sit there and watch that pot boil. It's going to take forever.
Yes,
do your thing. If you just do your routine, be real about that, you know.
Well, Pierre, I kind of break it down this way, and this is one of the things I preach to people that small victories every day will lead you to a huge, just small little victories every day will lead to huge gains. So every day, just small increments.
Not real.
And they just add up. They add up.
Believe in yourself and keep going. No matter what, don't quit. Don't stop.
I didn't do it.
You will get there. You will get there.
Arden, so the next thing people want to know, and awesome answers, Pierre, is people want to know about, because when they start exercising, can they eat whatever they want now that I'm exercising? I mean, because that's
absolutely not.
No.
So can you guys talk about the relationship between the eating, and then I'm gonna go to the next screen as well. We can tackle both of those at once.
I think.
I think people need to get out now. I'm trying to get in shape. So I need to go away from eating what I want to eating what I need. So I need to go ahead and eat what my body needs. Your body don't need a bunch of hamburgers, hot dogs, onion rings, and all that type of stuff. You know exactly what you need to do and where you want to be. So just like I said a couple weeks back, Pierre hit it. Put yourself on a diet. You know your goals. Don't go on none of these fad diets where I lost all this in 30 days, because you tend to gain that back plus 10 pounds. Go on a diet that works for you, because this is not something you want to do for a short time. See, that's another thing too. This is not a short-time goal. This is a life-changing goal.
Bam!
This is something that you need to live with. Whatever you're doing, this is something you need to live with, because there's only one you. And don't let a little pain, or because I'm tired, or not a strong enough why, like my cousin said, put you where you don't want to be. Now, you're not going to see results right away, but once you start getting into the routine, when your results come, you're not going to notice them. Just like the group said before, somebody's going to tell you, all of a sudden your underwears don't fit. Now you need a different size bra. Now that all of a sudden you put a high school shirt on by mistake. Or 48 hours later, you look 48 hours younger, just like Lenny did. Don't get
Roger, a couple people commented on what you said. Cheryl Brooks says that is awesome what you said. Eat what you need. It's good to eat what you need. And so many people said that what you're saying is true and things of that nature. And it is on point. No question about that. Excellent answer there. We want to also welcome a couple more people who joined us. We want to welcome Gail Brown and Barbara Belt Brown Cheryl H, and many others who just come on board.
Y'all funny out there too in the chats, boy. Y'all keep it up though. And Arden, could you real fast though hit up before we go to the next slide? Could you talk about you can't eat whatever you want because the relationship of nutrition to losing weight? Just speak to that real fast for us. You repeat that.
I think Pete kind of started it off right there. 80% of this is nutrition and what you put in your body.
Absolutely.
It's extremely important that we understand and even care about ourselves as much as we care about our cars. I always go back to this because if anybody has a car that runs on 93 octane or high octane gas, how many times did you go to the gas station and put, bad gas in your gas tank? Anybody do? If you do that, put a 1 in the Snapchat, please. If you say I got a Benz and I just put regular in that mother sucker, and it better ride till the wheels fall off, and it will. But the wheels will fall off. And best believe, if you eat McDonald's every day, your wheels will fall off. So I mean, the bottom line is a lot of times people throw out the term diet like it's something temporary. But when you plan on stop eating and stop using the word diet, okay, so we know we're going to eat. So at that point in time, that being said, our diet is our habits. Our habits are going to either build or destroy us. Once again, our habits will build or destroy us. If we have habits where what we like to eat and what's really good is something that's really good, like, some watermelon or something like.
I see you got the good stuff over there, brother. Breaking out the watermelons on.
And I really gotta put this out there because what like the slide that you showed a lot of carbs. And so what happens with people when they start getting into it, they start eating more, and they because when you weight train, you're gonna be hungrier. So therefore you're gonna wind up eating more. And what happens is the people tend to wind up bulking up. So when bodybuilders train, back in the day, we would eat all kinds of stuff and try to get as big as we could because we thought the biggest we were, the more muscle we could build and the more weights we could lift. Well, what happens is with women and with men generally, you can very easily bulk up by eating foods that are loaded with all kinds of carbohydrates, and foods that are processed. You want to eat lean, you want to eat clean, and you want to eat healthy. And so it's not so much as what we eat as what's eating us. And we have to be careful with that because sometimes we have all kinds of emotional issues and we go for the comfort foods. Those foods will bulk you up.
Oh, Pierre, you saying some good stuff. No, this the law firm, y'all. This the law firm, Parker. They giving y'all free legal advice on health tonight out here. So y'all better take this to heed. Now, Pierre, we want to talk about the next subject is, I'm 50 years old. This is another scenario. I'm 50 years old. Is it too late for me to start getting fit? And I know you know the answer to this, but some people want to know, well, is it dangerous? Is it too dangerous for me to get fit? And then this young lady right here in this video right here,
that's my friend.
And what can I expect? Now, Pierre, I want you to start off because one of these ladies on the screen. Can you answer these questions and break this down for folks?
I know Ernestine Shepherd. Ernestine Shepherd is she's in the World's Guinness Book as the oldest woman bodybuilder. I think she's somewhere around 86 or 87 or something like that. And this is how she still looks. She has been doing this for a long time. But you have to keep in mind, if you talk to Ernestine and you talk to her about her age, this is what she's gonna tell you. She's gonna say age ain't nothing but a number. That's all it is. It's how many times the earth revolved around the sun. It means nothing, especially to somebody like her and somebody like me. I was 55, 56 years old when I won Mr. Annapolis. I stood next to guys that were 60 years old, closer to their 70s, and I'm like, I don't even want to stand next to them. Wow. You really need to, the older you get, the more you need to do this. Because you're talking about longevity. Brother. You're talking about longevity. My concern, and I'm sure it's also Ernestine's concern also, is we wind up living 100, 110, 120 years old, we ain't had no friends. 'Cause that's one of my concerns.
I'm still gonna be here, cuz I'm be right there with you. I'll be right there with
All
you. You got one.
That's good.
I
like that.
I'm gonna work out harder today from now on so we can be 110 doing this, brother.
I have a motto, and all of my clients will tell you, in my gym, my motto is 110 still in the gym.
Look, I like what Farnsworth says. Farnsworth said, if I keep watching y'all, I might get my attitude for fitness back. And brother, that's the whole goal and objective.
You know what?
We want to get you back, brother. That's the whole goal and objective.
And that's a big part of why that, I mean, like the brothers are here, because, you know, it's a whole lot easier to do this with people.
Yes,
a lot
community.
easier.
A community
of got people that's know we in it. You know, you can call P. Yeah, P's working out tomorrow. We know that. You know what I'm saying? The other Mr. Parker and the other Mr. Parker and the Mr. Knight, Mr. Knight. We know all these brothers working out tomorrow. So, you know, when you make that, you can call one of them, say, look, you working out? Yeah, I'm working out. All right, well, I'm gonna hit it too. You know, but it takes, you know, teamwork makes the dream work. So
that's why this community is so important. That's why this community is so important.
I like what you said, Arden and Pierre. I love those answers. And Roger, look, we're gonna transition because some people are concerned about injuries and they're concerned about, you know, if I start, because a lot of people say, I got old injuries. You know what I mean? You know, I have some nagging pains. And these are, they can make these excuses, Roger, as much as they can make it challenges that they can overcome. So how should I exercise if I have one of these situations where I wrecking myself? Because we all about not wrecking yourself. Remember that. So can you break that down a little bit for us, Parker?
Okay, now it depends on the severity of the injury. And then also, if your injury is something like, okay, I use me for example. A few weeks ago, I re-injured an injury that I suffered back in 2005 in jungle school when my shoe collapsed and I fell through the trees. Now, that's a little bit extreme, but that's what happened. But what it was, I was working out with a vest and I was doing those 13, 14, 50 miles with that 50-pound vest, and it caused my L4, L5 to act up. Now, was I having back troubles when I first started? No. But what I should have done is kick that ego to the curb, because I'm not 20 years or more. I'm 60.
Come on, speak it, brother.
And started off with like a 20-pound vest and worked my way up, but I didn't do that. So if you got nagging injuries, here's what you need to do. One, check the severity of your injury.
Okay.
Go to your doctor and say, because we're not doctors here, we're not. You know, we're smart enough to be, but we're just not. And then, you know, we go to your doctor and he or she will say, okay, if you're going to start working out, maybe wear this brace. If you're going to start working out, don't do this. If you're going to start working out, don't do anything that's going to put pressure on the joints. Then from that point, go see somebody like Pierre or myself, and with this piece of paper. Now, what I used to do with my clients, I used to make them take a piece of paper and go fill it out with their doctor. And then I would read what the doctor would say. He or she can't do this. He or she can't do that. You know, before the virus kicked off, I was training disabled vets at Fort Meade, pro bono. Awesome. And I told them, I said, go to your doctor and bring it in. And, you know, and they brought it in, and I built a program based on what their limitations were. Okay. And so you don't want to re-injure anything because it takes longer to heal. The knees, pretty much, I'm looking at this screen, everybody here was athletic. Our knees are not like they were back when we was running up down the basketball court, doing karate, lifting weights, you know, all that other stuff. Our knees it just don't, it's like like Arden said, it's like your car. You got to take care of your car.
Yeah,
you drive your car all the time. Every now and then, you need to change those tires. See? But you can't change your knees.
That's right.
You just got to take care of them. You got to take care of your knees, and you got to take care of your ankles. And before I go to my cousin, last thing I would say, this is a big deal, and most people don't do that. When I was working out at Fort Meade, I used to watch in the gym to see who would do it. You got to, at our age, you got to, I can't reiterate, stretch before you start working those bodies.
Yes.
You got to stretch. We can't just come out the house and go play kickball no more. Those days gone. You can play kickball, but you better stretch 5 or 10 minutes first. You know, you got to
Warm the
stress
body up. Warm those muscles up.
5 or 10 after.
Warm that body up, and then go into your exercise.
Yeah.
What you got, cuz? What you got?
Yeah, Pierre, how you deal with the clients that you got that come in with some injury or some ailment, and you're trying to get them from that point to another state?
Oh, well, you know, again, you know, one of the things, you know, a couple of things my cousin was saying was definitely right. First thing, you can't do anything unless you know what's going on. So you definitely want them to, you know, to get checked out from a doctor, find out what's happening, and then you can kind of like go from there. I'll use an example on me. Years ago, I was diagnosed with arthritis, stage 3, you know, and one of the reasons why that I'm actually excited about being on this program with these guys, because I did fasting, and the fasting actually cured me of it.
Oh man, awesome, guys, awesome. Come on, some likes and loves, guys. Some likes and loves.
I wind up with a phobia from needles, because I used to have to go to the doctors and I had water on the knee, which was inflammation, and he would drain it twice a month, and so I just couldn't figure out, you know, I kept asking him, where did it come from? Again, I don't want to get into all of, you know, but he could never tell me. But what I found out was it was nutritionally based.
Yes.
So, you know, and I don't want no industries coming after me for this and that, but, you know, I ate a lot of red meat, I ate a lot of pork, I ate a lot of stuff like that in my younger days, and it came back and caught up and haunted me. And so I wind up with stage 3 arthritis. So when I did my fasting, I cleansed my body, cleansed my system out. I went back to the doctor. He said, Mr. Parker, after 6 months, it's a miracle. You don't have arthritis anymore. And then, you know,
I'm loving it.
And so, you know, he told me, you know, I would never be able to do squats. I would never be able to do leg extensions. I'd never be able to do any legs. So when I was doing my bodybuilding shows, all I was showing was my upper body. And then eventually the judges kept saying to me, hey, look, you got to get to them legs, you know, because somebody gonna kick your butt. So, you know, I kept making excuses. And finally, you know, as I cleansed my system out and found out that I didn't have arthritis anymore, I went to hitting my legs. And you would be, I mean, I maxed out squatting at 405 at 135 pounds. Wow. I wind up doing 1,400 pounds on the leg press. Now, here's somebody who, you know, if I had listened to that doctor, and I'm not saying don't listen to your doctor, but, you know, sometimes you got to take things to another level. It's all still about you and taking care of you. So I did enough homework.
Awesome word, brother.
Found out.
You know, LaCane Herndon responded to it. All he could say was, wow. It was awesome. He thought it was awesome.
Speaking of that, welcome LaCane and Silk Sims and Mickey Turner Saunders and Stacey Rice that jumped on the stream tonight, Pamela Green. Marvine Griffin Sharps, thanks for jumping on tonight, watching us, folks. And look, we're going to transition into our next situation because these brothers are here. And like I said, this is part 1 of a two-part series. They will be back, but they are here to also talk about a question that a lot of the women ask us all the time because they want to work out. And one of the big things that they always say is, look, I want a firm butt. Well, we got the firm brothers. The Parker firm out here, but you're not nice and firm, and they want a small stomach, fellas. So this is one of the things that they often, Farnsworth, that was for you right there, brother.
Settle down.
Yeah.
But so they, you know, they're more like the middle picture, but they want to get to the pink picture over there, or the picture in the gray right here. So what can the ladies do to kind of help them with those situations as far as getting a firm butt, but not and a smaller stomach?
Well, okay, so the first thing again is gonna come back to It's gonna come back to nutrition. You know, it's always gonna, because that's where it
always comes back to that.
Foundation. Always gonna come back to that.
That's the foundation, brother.
You know, but you know, the best thing about, you know, women, you know, because they have a strong desire, you know, to want that type of butt or want that kind of look, that's a really powerful motivator. You know, so as they get their diet, nutrition straight, they can go ahead and start doing some, you know, some chair squats, you know, in your house, just grabbing the chair and doing some back squats. Now, I'm not talking about front squats or anything that's going to injure your knees, but back squats you can do. Sometimes you can grab a couple small little water bottles. You can do walking lunges if you got good knees. There's a whole lot of things that you can do.
Walking lunges?
Walking
lunges.
So yeah, just taking one large step in front of the other.
Yes.
And bring the knee down to the ground.
Make sure that your knees don't go over your toes.
There you go.
That's a great for building a nice butt.
Hey, Pierre, let me ask you a question. I mean, but maybe one show we can get together and do some videotaping, and you can
demo.
Roger can actually demonstrate these exercises.
That's very, very possible, because Thursday I'm actually bringing my gym to my basement. So we'll be able to do that so people can see exactly what we're doing.
Okay, that's perfect.
Guys, look, in the chat group, if you guys want to see Pierre and Roger, would you like to see something like that where we go do some filming? Just type it in the group and say yes, let us know. And we'll actually start getting some instructional stuff out for you.
You know, most people are visual learners, so I think that would be an excellent component to the show. You know, because you can tell somebody how to do something, but if you actually show them, they'll have more of a grasp of it. So I love that idea.
It's a big difference too. It's a big difference because, you know, like when I first started, I just bought 150 magazines and just looked at the pictures and tried to train like that.
Yes.
But it was a big difference. And when I actually got with a trainer, you know, who's one of the best in the country, and taught me all the different techniques and all the different angles that you train from. Because I only weighed 138 pounds when I was squatting, when I was competing. But I was competing against guys that weighed 180, 190, 200 pounds, and I was beating them because it's not so much because I know I couldn't beat them on my size because I had a fast metabolism and I didn't have enough muscle, but I could beat them on shape and curves. Shapes and curves is what women want. They want those shapes and they want those curves and they want everything to be lifted and tight and rounded and all of that. And that's what I love to do.
Yeah, would you say in a nutshell?
No, brother.
You want to give hope to those those ladies out there who have those kind of goals. They want to shape up their buttocks and their stomach and things of that nature. It is an attainable goal, but first of all, that foundation has to be in place with the nutrition, and then the proper form of exercise can get them there.
That's right.
I also want to take the time to welcome Mr. Vince Leggett to the show and Mamie Murray to the show, and a few others who also joined us. Welcome, guys.
So
I think one of the problems when it comes to women, and we talked about this yesterday, is the fear that they're gonna look like a man.
Yes.
And so
you're talking about too muscular. You're talking about too muscular, right, Raj?
You know, first of all, I like to tell the ladies that's listening, that's not gonna happen.
No.
And those women that y'all see on TV and all that stuff, they are taking something to get to that level. But if you go to the gym, two things my cousin covered yesterday. If you go to the gym, and I'm gonna let him jump on the testosterone thing, but if you go to the gym and work out, right, and you start losing that fat and that butt becomes muscle, like Pierre said yesterday, muscle takes up less space than fat. See, so once you start getting that muscle in there, that muscle will burn that fat. And unless you really want to look like a man, you won't. You know, the girl I date, you know, Quavisar, and so has Lenny, in great shape. Lift weights all the time. There's nothing on her that looks
feminine,
like a,
and she's very feminine. Very feminine. Yeah.
You know, and she's always in the gym. She's in the gym more than me right now. Yeah. You know, and she's lifting and she's throwing leg weights around. You know, she bench pressing the whole stack. And every time she goes somewhere, she turns heads. But once again, she's working out to keep herself in shape and keep that look. But she's not taking anything to enhance her testosterone. Because you want to lay down on there a little bit.
Ultimately, what you're saying, Roger, is that as you lose the weight, whether start with dietary, because that's the foundation, and you start to lose your weight. And Pierre, you're saying the same thing. Body composition is what starts coming in. Because you're able to start
exactly.
Look or the desire desired look is what you want.
Yes, and you have to keep in mind, you're a woman. Genetically, you were made to be. Only one out of every 5,000 women have the freaky genetics where they can look somewhat like a man. You're not going to look like that. You're a woman. You have testosterone. For us as men, muscle grows slow at best. So what makes you think that, if I hit the waist, I'm going to look like a man? If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it must be a duck. So what I'm saying is that there are people who are taking chemical enhancement and drugs and stuff to have that look. And then when you see them on TV, they look like, oh my God, it's over exaggerated. And that's real. They do, some of them do look like that's just a fad. That's what they do. But if you take somebody like Ernestine, who's been training almost 35 years plus, or you take somebody like Angela Bassett, who has been weight training and cardio.
Yeah, she does look good.
She looks awesome.
Yes.
Always does.
That's the maximum what you can expect. Most women will have a hard time getting to that point because they may not even do it that long. Yes. So you're not going to bulk up. You're not going to look like a man. It's almost impossible.
So
exactly.
And after 40, you lose a certain amount of muscle if you don't work out. If you don't do some sort of resistance training, you lose muscle. So in our age range that we're looking at, it's imperative that you do some sort of resistance training also.
Yep.
Yes.
What were you saying, Lenny? I apologize.
No problem. But thanks for adding to that comment with Pierre. A lot of people want to know, because we're in a microwave society. So how long is this intermittent fasting and this exercising thing going to take? Is it a 30, 60, 90-day thing? Or should they temper their expectations and have, what type of expectations should they have? If they want to go from this woman that's before and after picture, you got to have some expectations. Or this brother over here who's not quite as overweight, but still to get to a cut look, or more something like what Pierre is talking about. I'm sure that took some time. So can you guys talk about expectations and time when it comes to achieving some type of goals that somebody might want to have?
Well, I would drill right back down into your why first, really. And, why you want to do this. If you want to do this to live for 2 more weeks, then I'd say just go ahead and get yourself a hamburger and die. But bottom line, if you're looking, absolutely. If you're looking to live, honestly, if you heard all of the things that come from, good diet and this intermittent fasting and everything else, if you want to live and you plan on living for a period of time, look at this as a lifestyle. I keep on going back to it as your habits, as Pierre spoke of, your rituals or your regiment.
Yeah.
If you look at it like that, it's almost like walking 10 miles. You're not really worried about that first step, that second step, that third step, because you're just going to keep walking. And if you keep walking, you're going to end up there. So as far as the effects of it, I just want to kind of drill down into the 30-day, 60-day, 90-day time limit. If you are willing to do the work in 30 days, you will see, and other people will see that you're doing something different. And I'm saying
tangible results are what you're talking about. No question about it.
If you're intermittent fasting for 30 days and you're working out 3 days a week, then it will show. In 60 days, you'll feel like you want to eat better foods, just naturally, not because Lenny or Q or Pierre or Roger said you should eat better foods. You'll feel like you want to put better stuff in you because you'll feel better. And then,
you'll be motivated by your success because you're going to start to see and feel your success over a period of time. That's what happens. And it has a compound effect. The more successful you are, the more you want to excel at what you're doing. So it's just
that's what I'm saying.
At
60. So what I'm saying is at 30 days, you'll see that.
Yes.
At 60 days, what was hard for you in 30 days is whatever that workout regimen, it will become easier. So then you'll want to do more. And then at 90 days, you'll feel like you're killing what you did 60 or 90 days ago at the beginning. So you have to do more. So that in itself, first of all, that 90-day period is going to create a habit. Certain things are going to be habitual and it's going to feel like you missed it if you don't do it after that. others
God.
is that the
all over.
impact of compound interest, and I call it compound interest when you're working on yourself, it just becomes to the degree where it's momentum that you won't want to stop. So in that 90 days, you'll see a significant deal and a significant difference. And people will tell you, like my brother Roger said, they're going to say, you look good.
Oh,
Damn
yeah.
it, you look good.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so you'll see that. I'm firm. I definitely believe it. And the more, like you said, the more you're out of that loop as far as out of shape, the
more
bigger
you're out
that
of shape,
60 to
the
90
easier
days
it is to
swing
get in
we'll
shape.
see. Yes,
You know,
That's right.
But, you know,
Yeah.
you gotta,
Yeah, people always talk about, as we segue, about a reason why, reasons why I'm so busy. How can I fit an exercise into my schedule? Because, most people are busy. I mean, most adults on here, 30, 40 something, and they do got a lot going on. They got, they got work. Most of us got jobs, or we're trying to make some type of hustle, some type of income scenario. You got family, kids, you got to cut the grass, go shopping. What can you speak to? Can you just give some sound advice on scheduling time and busyness, you, Roger, and Arden?
Well, I kind of look at it like this, because you're so busy, you need to make sure you exercise to stay busy. That's one of the most important things.
Exactly.
And I work with a lot of clients, who are very successful. Some of them are millionaires and they're very, very busy. But whenever they get in town, I give them specific things that they should, when they do their way. And I can tell if they've done it or not. When they come back in town, they come right straight to me to continue with the results that they want. So basically, when you're talking about, scheduling, and things like that, you got to get it in when you can get it in.
Yes.
So you can't make excuses and say, well, I can't do this. I've seen people that have mothers of 3 and 4 kids, they work, they take care of their families, but they find that time either early in the morning before everybody gets up and the house comes alive, or even late at night. And there were one time where because of my schedule was crazy and I was really, really busy, at 12 o'clock at night, I was still doing cardio. From 12 to 1, I had to do posing. And every time that I would go to my nutritionist or my trainer, he could tell whether or not I was doing my homework. So it didn't matter. It does depend on your goals and how much time, you actually have, but you got to make the time. There's no excuses for that if you really want that goal.
Roger, I know you were in the military, so I know you can speak about it from a totally different perspective, because the military, can you, there's no excuse for time. Can you break down some of that and some of how those habits have carried over from when you first went to basics to now later on in your life?
I first went to basic 2,000 years ago. But anyway, the thing about it is this right here. And you're right. The things that carried over from me, number one, I can't sleep past 7 o'clock. I just can't do it. So I'm up. And when I'm up, because of 30 years of jumping out of planes, pelling out of helicopters, all that tab crib, sleeping and jumping, walking with all that weight on, my body will tell me if I'm lazy. It will start complaining. Hey, go do something. And it's ingrained in me now.
Yeah.
And it's ingrained in me. I was, and Quaver could tell you, this was my schedule and before the virus. In the morning, I would get up and train Matt. Matt was a retired Marine. Matt's gone now. I trained him because I was training guys to take security job over at the embassy. All of them gone. All of them had to take a PT test. I went up for me with them. All of them smoked it, and they all out the country right now. Then after that, I would come back and work out with my girl.
Yep.
I work out with her. And Quaver would be in there sometimes. And then after she leave, because she had her own business, she go run her business. I come back and I work out with my godson and my nephew. And that's when you would be hitting me up, Lenny, talking about I'm beasting it out and all that good stuff. So it was ingrained in my system. But Arden and Pierre hit the nail right on their head when they said, if you want it, you have to make the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I still had to go home and be daddy. I got 3 kids. I had to leave. My drill sergeant schedule was this. I had to be at work at 4 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get off work till 11 o'clock at night. That was 7 days a week. Now, the only time I had off was Christmas Day and New Year's Day. And I did that for 2 years straight.
Wow.
See, so then when I became an advanced non-commissioned officer instructor, PT was different, physical training. I had to be there at 5 o'clock. And PT started at 5:30, it was over at 6:30. Since I was an instructor now, I had a straight schedule. So I started teaching at 8 o'clock, and 1600, I was done, and the students was going back to the barracks. I'm on my way home. I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do with all this time. Because all this time came from nowhere, you know, and I'm coming home, and the wife at the time was like, you know, I'm in her way. Because, you know, they had a schedule. Get out the house, go to the gym, ride your motorcycle, you know, because they weren't used to me being around with all that time. You know, I'm in her way. So I would go to the gym. But, you know, it's all like Pierre and Arden said. Huh?
I said, great.
It's all like Pierre and Arden. Huh?
I said, great answers, though. I mean,
Yep.
you know.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You have to eat, going back to the eat thing, you have to eat what you need and not what you want.
Yes.
And when you start losing the weight, it's a trickling effect. I had old soldiers that I served with that got out and gained all this weight. Yep. Hit me on Facebook all the time. Saw Major, you know, I saw you, and if you could do it at your age, and hell, you was my drill sergeant. I know I could do it. You know, and when somebody says something like that, that's very motivating to me. That make me push on.
Like my
cousin, one of my soldiers told me, he showed his picture to his girlfriend. I was all clean slaving then, you know. And he said, how old do you think this guy is? And he's 48. And she said 45, and he got mad. He said, this guy was my drill sergeant. He's 60 years old. He said, don't you ever say a 60-year-old man look younger than me. And he said, he called me on the phone. He said, I'm going to the gym today. And since that conversation, it's like your why. Like Pierre said, your why. So since that conversation, he's lost 40 pounds. He looks great.
Oh, that's motivation.
But it took that picture of that old Sergeant Major to get him motivated. And that's the same thing with all of you people that's listening. Right. When you lose that weight, you never know who's watching you. You never know who's watching you. And when you lose that weight, it could be a child, your cousin, or aunt, or uncle, and they're like, well, damn, you know, Arden looking good over there. Well, Arden always we can't use him, for example. You know, so they go, damn, then he looking 48 hours younger. No, we can't use him. You know, whatever it is. You know, if when they look at you and see you, it's the trickling effect.
Yeah,
you pull them along with
that's
you.
Powerful.
You know, the old Confucius said, if you throw a stone in a pond, the ripples go all the way out to the sea.
Oh, yes.
Never forget, you may be that stone in the pond, and your ripples will go all the way out to the sea.
To back up what
let's kind of wrap things up for tonight.
To back up what my cousin's saying about the nutrition, you're eating for function, not for taste.
That's right.
Eating for function. Yes. There's if you do like if you get 6 days a week in good, clean eating. So Saturday, you can have a meal for taste. You know, you earned it, you deserved it, you know. But for the most part, you're eating for a specific result. And you continue until you get that result.
And we want to jump to our supplement of the week. We have a supplement every week. Last week we covered black seed oil, which is a powerhouse in the apothecary situation. And tonight we want to talk about apple cider vinegar. What y'all know about ACV? If you know something about apple cider vinegar, type 1 in the chat group down there, or type whatever. And thanks for Craig Dobson, Kim Classy Knight. What's up, family, Kim? For jumping on. And brother Keith Colbert jumping on.
There you go, Keith.
And so we're going to talk about apple cider vinegar, but I did have a question real fast. One of the young ladies said, Karen, matter of fact, Karen Jenkins, can I start 12-hour fast because 18 hours is a bit much for me to start out with? Q, handle that one real fast for her.
Yeah, well, if a 12-hour fast, even though you won't get the full benefits of fasting, that's a good transition into a 16-hour fast. The minimum you want to fast is 16 hours. But if you feel like 12 hours is a good starting point for you, I say go for it. But eventually try to train your body to at least fast for 16 hours. And so you can get the full benefits of fasting.
No doubt, no doubt. So fellas, y'all know about apple cider vinegar. I know everybody on this stream tonight that's a part of our part of our regimen. I mean, because it does so
my daily regimen.
Good for weight loss,
health.
regulating blood sugar, inflammation, detoxification, helps with osteoporosis in your bones, helps with acid reflux, kills candida, that bad bacteria in your gut and your GI tract, improves your hair, ladies.
Yes.
I don't have none, but and your energy levels if you work.
We learned this earlier for you, Lynn.
Yeah.
And many more.
I don't have any either. It's a 78 thing. Class 78.
So yeah, apple cider vinegar is a powerhouse. Anybody want to chime on that before we jump on off here tonight?
No, that's just one of my daily supplements, along with black seed oil that we talked about last weekend, and we highly recommend that. Apple cider vinegar has many, many benefits. One other thing I might want to add about apple cider vinegar is apple cider vinegar, while it technically could break your fast, most people think that it's okay to have that as a beverage as well, even though you might just want to add a little bit of that to some water and drink it that way. And it won't really raise your insulin level, so you can get away with a little bit of apple cider vinegar as well.
Hugh, Karen Jenkins asks how much, and I'm glad she asked this question.
Okay, great question, Karen.
Extremely important question. And any of you fellas, Roger or Pierre,
great question.
Why, and how much?
Yeah. Well, I'll just add mine, and then you guys can jump on if you want. But usually, I'll add like a tablespoon into a glass of water. Tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, along with half a cup of water, something like that. Dissolve. Apple cider vinegar can have the somewhat of a strong taste, and it might not be palatable to most people. So adding it to water will help to dilute it a little bit and make it a little bit easier for you to handle.
Well, I would do. I got a formula that folk could use to get used to it. You know, a tablespoonful in a 16 ounce glass of water, a little bit of lemon, organic lemon, and some organic honey. Stir that up, and you know that's more palatable for folk. You know, but you don't want to drink that stuff straight, because as good for you as it is, it's as dangerous as well. And so if you was drinking it straight, it will eventually begin to tear eat through the lining in your stomach.
And also can affect your teeth as well.
Your stomach is filled up with the acid. You know, when you first put something in your mouth, the amylase in your mouth start to break it down. The amylase in your mouth start to break it down, and then you swallow it, and it goes down, and then your major acids are in your stomach. And that's why, regardless of what somebody's stomach look like, there's always a certain amount of fat around there to contain that acid. So you have to be careful with this stuff and make sure, you know, I say at minimum with me, I'm like a 16 ounce glass of water.
It has to be diluted.
Diluted. Marvin Griffin Sharps wants to know, is there any particular time of the day you should take the apple cider vinegar, Pierre?
Well, I do mine in the morning.
That's what I would say. The morning is probably the best time. But again, you know, don't do nothing crazy and just try to take that straight. You need to take that with 16 ounces of water.
There you
don't
go.
Try it straight. I'm telling you, you're gonna choke on it. You
can't choke on it.
And you can also find that in the stores now, where you can find it mixed. They'll do a 50-50 kind of water, grape juice,
lemon juice.
They also do a 50-50, like they'll add apple juice, and then and if you're home, you could do an apple juice and a tablespoon of the what is it called again? The apple cider vinegar with it also. You know, so I mean, especially for those that feel like it's something that they can't just take because it tastes so nasty or whatever else. It's something you can add to juice. It's just gonna have to be in your eating window when you do it.
Yes.
Not if you want to do it with in your fasting window, you'd have to just add water.
Yes, that's why I said the water thing. If you're gonna do it during your fasting window, but if you're doing your eating window, you can add those other things, the lemon juice and the honey and all those type of things, so it won't affect
organic honey though.
Yes,
not that man-made honey. Organic.
I like the organic orange blossom honey. Yeah. It's a little bit more expensive, but you don't need as much, you know, and it's just you're just adding it to taste so that it's palatable and tolerable.
All right, now I was going to ask you, can you for those that, you know, need to ease up to apple cider vinegar, because I remember I jumped into it and I put some in a thimble is what I do in the morning.
Mhm.
I put some in a thimble and I put a couple other things in there. We're going to talk about those things as we go to the next couple of shows, some more of the supplements that we recommend. But one time I put too much in there in the thimble, you know, and I drank it. Don't laugh, Roger, but I drank it. And Pierre, what you said a couple of minutes ago, it could choke you almost.
Yeah.
It choked me to the point where I quickly had to grab my water, because I don't dilute it with water. I just do my little mixture, my little concoction that I do. And it damn near choked me. And you know what the first thing I came to, my thought was, you know what, they gave vinegar to Jesus on the cross. Them dirty rotten scandals. Them dirty rotten scandals. I beg you. You know what I mean? Because I swear to God, if they gave Jesus vinegar,
I'm sorry.
I mean, I tell you, man.
Well, listen, I want to answer a couple questions. Karen Jenkins wanted to know would the honey break your fast? And yes, Karen Jenkins, the honey will break your fast. So only during your feeding window is it okay to add honey to that stuff? If you're going to be doing this during your fasting window, then just straight water with the apple cider vinegar, and maybe a little bit of sliver of lemon juice, which won't spike your insulin levels. So I want to make sure you're not confused about that.
Yeah, hey, don't kill yourself like Lenny.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. If we got any more questions tonight, you guys can just dive in. We're gonna wrap it up in a couple quick minutes here. But we do want to thank everybody for joining the show. You guys, I really got to give it up right now to, you know, I'm gonna give y'all a like and a love to our audience out here, because I tell y'all
super engaging.
Y'all been loyal, and you've been chiming into a show. And this is our 19th show, so next show will be our 20th anniversary show, 2020. Oh, wow. We're gonna have to do something special on that one. Got to have the law firm back again, Parker and Parker. You know what I mean?
Keep your firm, baby.
Want to thank y'all for joining in, and anything else? Thank you, Cheryl Brooks, for saying a great show tonight. Anything else, fellas, before we chime off tonight?
No, we're running a little long tonight, so we're going to wrap it on up. But I want to thank Mr. Parker and Mr. Parker for joining us tonight, and I'm so glad they've consented to be a somewhat regular guest on the show. And I want to thank. Well, I too want to thank our audience for their participation. You know, you guys are very loyal, and we're going to continue to grow this community, guys. And we're going to create an army here. Is what we're going to do. An army of healthy people. So that's the key, right? So give yourselves a hand and give yourselves some likes and loves. The last thing I'm gonna actually do is we're going to post in our Facebook group the link to our YouTube channel where you can go back and watch old videos and old shows, because there's a lot of great information there, guys, and it can help you along the way. So until then, you want to say what?
Hey, I wanted to challenge everybody out there to think about whoever you love as your motivation. But not just do that, tap them on the shoulder and say, look, I'm not just going to live better for you. I'm going to tap you on the shoulder and bring you with me. I want you to live better with me while I live better for you. So let's live together.
One thing, I want to mention what Paris Lane said. She said she don't want to share some information from her daughter. Her daughter will have a female perspective. She's a personal trainer out in LA. And sure, Paris, we definitely
would love to have her.
Because it's always good to have insight from another side, another perspective. So we definitely would welcome that. Just make the contacts, and we can make that happen.
Please, give our last closing words to our gurus, the Parker and Parker firm. Roger, you want to close out on your last thoughts for tonight?
I would say this: we put out a lot of information, and some of you got it, some of you didn't. You can always go back and look at the show, but take this with you. Don't ever let, and I said this before, anything or anyone stop you from being the best you. Because when God made you, he made everything that you are for you. So, work hard, stay safe, God bless, and keep watching the show. Thanks for having me, guys.
Awesome.
Pierre, you got the last word. Pierre, you got the last word, brother.
Okay, so I just want to say to everybody, that, first of all, you really got to believe in yourself and know that you can do this. Don't let other people deter you and tell you you can't. Do this for you. Do this for you, not for your spouse and not for all of this, because if you fall short or something happens, you know, they're gone, and then what? You got to do this for you, first of all. And on top of that, one of the most important things is don't worry about genetics. Don't worry about what all these people are saying. You don't even know your genetics to the what your genetic potential is. How you think they do.
Yes.
So it's about where you want to go and what you want to do. You know, tap into the infinite intelligence, allow it to flow through you.
All right, brother. I like that talk. I like that positive connection talk. Right there.
That PC in the building.
Positive connection talk.
That's
All right,
right.
fellas. Audience, thank y'all very much. Like I said, it's not a sexy subject, but y'all are riding with us. And we
Y'all are
riding
sexy.
with y'all.
How about that?
So next week,
Not a
thanks, brothers,
sexy
this has been the
subject.
Pastor Show. Peace out, everybody. We
Peace out. Love y'all. Love y'all.
The sexy crew, though.
All
See you
right.
next time.
Peace and love.